At my big age, I have learned a lot concerning friendships, and I figured, why not just sit here and give you all the tea? Because you don't have to learn the hard way,
I was there when I needed someone who wasn't getting over you.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hello, hi, welcome. My name is Ivy. Please don't forget to subscribe. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. On the issue of friendships, I have a lot to say. Would spend the whole day here, but I'm gonna highlight one specific experience that I had in high school that really shaped a lot of how I view even relationships in general. I was friends with this one girl back in high school. We were classmates, we were schoolmates, almost dorm mates. Like, we used to spend a lot of time together because we were mostly in school most of the times. I feel like there were a lot of explosive moments in the beginning. It's exciting. You're getting to know someone, you're sharing some of your deepest secrets that you've never told anyone. It's a very entertaining moment. Like, when friendships begin first, it's always like at first I thought you were a bitch, but now I like you. We spent a lot of time together. I don't even think we had any other friends apart from that. It was just the two of us against the world. I mean, it was like that deep kind of friendship. So we were friends for a while until shit started to go south, you guys. This is what actually happened. In the beginning of our friendship, or in the beginning of our relationship, there was a lot of love bombing, and there's a lot of explosiveness going on. And so I feel like friendships or relationships, I'm just gonna use the word relationships, y'all. Relationships get to a point where now it's just us being us. Like, there is now the explosiveness is gone, the beginning is gone, and now we're just existing with each other. And at that point is when you find out each other's true colors. I know you can bear me witness. Because after some time, I started to notice certain things about her that I hadn't really noticed. What happens is your capability to love someone is determined by how you love yourself. Your capability to value someone is determined by how you value yourself. I just feel like a lot was going on in her own personal life that she couldn't really, she wasn't capable enough of showing me love and affection. But the thing with me, I've always been so naive for some weird reason when it comes to relationships and shit. I just felt like, do you ever fall flat-faced for someone? As in, I remember I was so like, I really loved her. You ever just love someone, like you just love them? And it was so one-sided. It was obviously so one-sided, because if someone has no capability of loving themselves, so how are they supposed to show you love? How are they supposed to show you affection? So it got to that point, and because young me, or high school Ivy me, could not understand that. So what it led to was me blaming myself constantly for everything. I feel like the worst way for relationships to end is when someone starts to have like bad blood with you for no reason. Like, you don't get it. You don't understand when you're on the receiving end. It was always this disrespect, or she just does something to piss me off. I victimized myself a lot. And I'm calling out to you. If you're the kind of person who victimizes yourself, like, I get it, because I have been there. I get that when you're in that moment, you just feel like, I want people to understand. I don't know if people understand how hurt I feel. I don't know if people really get that this thing has injured me, and you keep just telling everyone about how bad life is for you. Like, you're always victimizing yourself in every situation. You need to stop, because it's at that point, it's literally just you against yourself. That was coupled with, I feel like, I don't like to use the word depression, I think I've said that, but I did get, like, high school was hell for me. Hell! Oh my god, I did not, like, the only moments I remember enjoying high school was entertainment. Full stop. High school was just the ghetto. It was so horrible. I get nightmares to date. It was bad. Like, I can't even speak anything positive on my high school. But it's also because this friendship, or this particular relationship, happened in like Form 2, when we were just starting. So when things started to go south, and you're in the same class with this person, you're just seated here and you can see them in front of you, it fucks with your mental, and it's like, every time I would come home, I would talk to my mom about it, because obviously my mom came to notice and all of that. I would talk to my mom about it and open up, and she would help me, and I would find myself far much more happier when I'm on holiday as compared to when I come to school. So that should tell you, like, school was hell for me, just because of this specific friendship. Like every time I go back to high school, even everyone who knows me from high school knows what I'm talking about, because it was horrible. I used to cry every day. I don't even know why. Like I just used to cry every day. My eyes were ever swollen. I was always, and I think my next video I'm gonna talk about how my personality switched because of that, because I did go through like a whole identity crisis because of this thing. I let it in too deep. I think I allowed it to become my identity. What am I trying to say? It was bad. It was bad. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It was bad. It was horrible. Like, I went through it. I would cry every day. I remember I just used to wake up in the morning and I'm like, fuck, man. Like, I don't even want to go to class. I just want to be in bed. This thing, it demoralized my everything at that point. And I don't even understand why. Like, now as a grown-up, obviously, I look back and I'm like, I let myself just die in the mud. Like, I'm the one who allowed it to happen, because I gave this person a window to be a very, very, very toxic friend, and I still allowed them. And that's what I want us to talk about. What is this thing when you're in a friendship, or I'm going to use the word relationships because I'm talking about relationships even in general. When you're in a relationship and this person is like the source of your pain and hurt, and you can see they do what they do just to hurt you. Like you ever say like, this person doesn't actually care even for me. They have zero empathy, and it's just like, why do I keep staying here? And I never understood that, because I'm telling you, our friendship ended in like Form 3, and all the way from the whole of Form 3, the whole of Form 4. I still was her friend. I think it came from the victimization also, honestly, because I would always act like, she hurt me, she did this, just let her be. Why are you going to unhang clothes for her in the hanging line because it's raining? Why are you doing stuff for her? Like, just leave her alone, And it's like, what's that thing? Let's talk about that thing that just keeps you in a toxic relationship. Yeah, and this person is just hurting you every day. They're the source of your pain and hurt, but you still remain there. You know what I think, and this is just my thoughts. A lot of what I had with this person was trauma bonding, and this I came to find out like way later. I don't even think the kind of friendship I had with this person was just purely platonic. And I know when people talk about the difference between platonic relationships and romantic relationships, people like to include the whole aspect of intimacy as sex. I disagree. I think you can be in a romantic relationship with someone and still build a very deep connection, even minus the sexual activity. Like just those deep conversations where you talk about, your life, the things that stress you out. The holding of hands can really cause soul ties. Hugging can really cause soul ties. Like, I don't believe that a romantic relationship has to be affiliated to sexual activity. That's just me. A lot of it was really trauma bonding, because even when I look back, some of the most of the conversations we used to have were tied around the dysfunctional families we came from. My parents separating, and she would give me, where she came from. There was a lot of that trauma. We would share a lot of insecurities. So you start to feel like this is a genuine connection, but really it's just you bonding over your traumas. It's fucked up, but it happens. I have seen marriages where people have bonded over trauma. I've seen it a lot, just because my father used to beat my mom and your father used to beat your mom, and now we come and it's like there's that connection that forms just because of that, having such a conversations, because our traumas are like wounds. It's like you're injured, so you're always looking for something to soften that area up, and whatever you find, you just cling on to it. And that's why this relationship couldn't have worked. Just looking at it now as a mature version of me, of course, at that time I didn't understand what was going on. All I knew is this person is a piece of crap and I hate them. But now, with the knowledge I have, I'm able to see, oh my God, that was just us bonding over our traumas, and it's fucked up, but it's okay, it happens. It's just when you identify it, now you have to detach. I'm telling you this out of experience. You're seated there in that friendship or relationship or whatever, and you're expecting that this person will change. Mel Robbins says, just how you can't change the weather, forget about it. You can't change anyone. Any form of change has to start from the deepest core of your consciousness. You can't change anyone. So if you find yourself in a dynamic where you're not happy, like you're not even happy in this friendship or relationship or whatever, just detach. In fact, that is step number 1. Detach. Pack your things and go. Tony Robbins says, human beings have to get to a point where they experience too much pain for them to change. And I don't don't think it has to get there, because I let it get there. And I think for me, I cried so many, like, guy, I was such a sad fuck. Like, I was so sad. Oh my God. And the last day, I remember the last day when we were doing our home science paper, that's where I broke. I think that's where, like, the pain threshold, I think my scale just broke. Just how Tony Robbins says, my scale just broke. And I was like, you know what, yeah, I'm done. And the beauty is, after I left school now, we were no longer seeing each other. So, you know, time makes the heart grow fonder. I'll always say that really worked for me. Just being away from this person and distancing yourself from them, it gives you some time to also heal, some time to also recover, because this thing, it went to a point where it fucked with my self-worth. Like, I'm not even just joking. I'm gonna talk about how my personality shifted because of it. I think anyone who knows me from high school cannot even recognize me right now, because I'm not the same person. I'm not, like, I allowed this thing to be part of me, and that was so horrible. But you know what? I learned. So that's why I'm telling you, don't wait for that pain to get to a point where you're breaking for you to get out of that bad relationship or that narcissistic man who keeps hitting you. You don't have to wait. Just go. Like, pack your things and go. That is the first step. You may be thinking, but I'm gonna pack my things and go where? You just go. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out on your way, on the door. When you're standing at the door leaving, you'll figure it out. But for now, pack your things. That person does not deserve to be in your life. After you leave such a relationship, don't just hop into another one, because now that's just adding insult to injury. Someone who holds a high value of who they are, you'll not let someone fuck with you like that. We're gonna dig deeper into this in another episode, but let me just highlight it. The relationship you have with a parent of the opposite sex determines a lot of your identity. As a lady, your first love is your father. How that person showed you love as a child is how you'll always view love as a grown-up. And don't forget, how that parent showed you love shows you a lot of your identity. I have an example. My father is the kind of person to compliment me whenever he has the chance. He will compliment me, and I think he's one of those people who compliment people a lot, and he'll be like, oh, you look good. And so I realized, even stepping out into this like dating world and whatever, there's a lot of that I need from a man. You know, and you don't understand that it's a pattern, but really it is. I don't believe anyone is perfect. So if you had a parent who was imperfect in some way and showed you some level of imperfection in love, that's what you're gonna be looking for out here unconsciously. And getting to understand that is very important. So in short, after getting out of a toxic situation, you have to really understand what exactly that is tied down to my worth has made me entertain such levels of madness. It's also very, very important to understand what the trauma bond was. If there was a trauma bond by chance, it's important to understand what about that connection was just limited to my traumas. You know, you have to deal with a lot that happened in your past life that has caused you to be what you are, to be able to go through like an evolution and change and become someone better. You don't want to keep attracting the same kind of people, the same kind of friendships, the same kind of men in your life. So what you do is work on yourself, because on an energetic level, you're bound to attract who you are. Who am I? That is just the question you need to answer. And who do I wanna be? Because when you evolve now into this better version of you, you find yourself attracting better people into your life and not the same assholes you had. You know, a lot of bitterness comes with the feeling of being undervalued, and this is something I had to go through also. There's a lot of bitterness that was tied down to that person, and I would always look at them and feel like, why did you have to hurt me so much? Why did you have to do so? Oh my God, I can't even believe I'm talking about this as well, because it was hell. I'm gonna advise you on how to deal with it based on what I did. So you have to understand, for the two of you to come together, first of all, you are flawed. You're flawed yourself. You have your own issues yourself. So we talked about it, traumas, daddy issues. And then this other person also had to be flawed. And you find out majority of these things people do, it's not really coming from a bad place. It's just how they see themselves in the mirror. Because I always say this, you will see people depending on how you see yourself in the mirror. You love people depending on how you love yourself. You'll appreciate people depending on how much you appreciate yourself, you know? And so when you understand that and you come from an empathetic point, you're able to see this person is honestly a beautiful personality. They're an awesome person. It's just that that, they're so flawed, they're so scarred that it has blocked their light. And that happens to people a lot. So when you understand that, you're able to see they did not hurt me because I'm a bad person. They did not hurt me because I'm not worthy of love. They did not hurt me because I'm not human enough. They just hurt me because they kept hurting themselves. In their own world, they were beating themselves up constantly. In their own world, they were very insecure. So that reflected to me. And that's how you deal with that bitterness. You're able to go to a point of empathy and understand where they're coming from. I'm not victim shaming, because when you're the victim, really, it can feel like you're just blaming yourself and blaming yourself and blaming yourself. And you get to a point where you're so bitter because you're like, how can they not see that I'm in pain? You know, how can they not see that I'm hurting? You know, but you have to get to a point where you just try to fix yourself, to come from an empathetic point and understand that this person, first of all, they are a mess in themselves. They are a mess in themselves, and they need to heal themselves first before they can become one with anyone. So when you get to deal with things like that, you realize this bitterness shakes off after some time. Forgiveness. Hey! Let me tell you, men struggled. I won't even say and lie. I struggled. I remember even just thinking about things, and I would keep asking my mom, is it normal for me to feel like I really don't want to forgive them? Like I just want them to burn in hell, you know? But it's because it's coming from a point of pure heart. So I just want them to die, you know? But my mom really talked me out of it, and I got to a point where I would pray. And I think I advise you this, especially if someone has caused you so much pain, so much so that it has even scarred the kind of person you are. It's important to even just pray, God, help me forgive. Help me, just give me that spirit of forgiveness and help me to pardon this person. Because the only way you can set yourself free is by forgiving what you can't forget. I don't believe in forgive and forget, by the way. That's total crap. I think you will always remember. That's why I can sit here and give you a whole story, because pain, I think you'll always remember. But forgiveness helps you soothe the pain and helps you tend to that wound, yeah? And you clean it with antiseptic. That is you forgiving. That is you looking at them as a human being and understanding their flaws. You're cleaning the wound. You're cleaning the wound every day. And with time, it heals. It may remain a scar that you will forever see. It may remain a mark within you. But dealing with that pain is the most important thing. Time makes the heart grow fonder. And I think what worked for me is just being away from this person. Majority of the times, we get into like friendships or relationships as a shoulder to lean on because it's something we are really looking for, you know, and you need to dissect and find out what that thing is. And you have to find out what's that thing you're really looking for that you're willing to jeopardize your self-worth for. You know, most times you find it's happiness. Give yourself that happiness. What is happiness to you? Get yourself flowers, buy yourself a chocolate, buy yourself ice cream, whatever happiness is for you. Because let's not forget that when we get out of these situations, we have to try to be the best version of ourselves, because that's how you'll get people who align with you, people who appreciate you, people who value you. A relationship is not coming to make you happy. If you want to feel valued in a relationship, you have got to value yourself first. If you want to feel affection in a relationship, show yourself affection. Remember in my love languages video, I said even this love languages, we need to be showing ourselves affection in our own love languages. I mean, just do stuff that makes you feel content within you as an individual without any other human being in the picture. Let's talk about closure for a minute, because seeking closure, I'm very skeptical about seeking closure. And let me tell you why. Because the thing with this person also, the person, you know, she was very cold at one moment, and then the next time she's so good, and so she's coming and she's telling me how sorry she is. She feels so bad for all what she did to me. And so I'm just sitting there like, so why did you do what you did? You know, like why were you so malicious? And trust me, in that moment, you think you're getting an answer. But after some time, when you're now alone, you sit and think about it and you're like, the math is not mathing. And that's the thing with the majority of the times when you go and seek closure, you'll never really find it. But please, someone come on the comment section and tell me if you've ever sought closure and how that went. Like, how does it work? Because I don't think anyone will ever answer the question, why did you do this to me? Because they don't know. They also don't know, man. They're also trying to figure it out here. They don't know. I'm also very skeptical about closure, majorly because I feel like closure can route out a lot of those feelings of passion and, you know, falling back in love. Like, I feel like there's a lot that goes on there. That's why you'll end up to go seek closure and remain in this toxic situation. So closure, find closure for yourself, boo. Find closure for yourself. Don't come back to ask this person, why did you do this to me? Just find it out for yourself. They did this to you because they were this and this and this. And you see, the most beautiful thing is you are in a relationship with this person. There was a dynamic that had been built. So you understand them also as a personality, you know. And you, in your own sanity, can be able to dissect what was wrong here. You can get it. So avoid closure. That's just my opinion, man. Just avoid closure. To end this, let me just say, if I did it, if I was able to get over this person, I think anyone can get over anyone, because I was a mess. It took a lot of time to put everything together, brick by brick by brick. You're gonna do it. So it may feel like so fucked up right now, and you're just wondering, why do I keep attracting the same series of men? Why do I keep attracting the same friendships? I have news. It's you. It's you that has to sit down with you and check you out. You have to ask yourself, what kind of friendship, what kind of romantic relationship do I want first, yeah? And then after you figured what you want, be that for yourself. You want a loving man? Love yourself. You want a happy man? Be happy yourself. You want you want someone with money? Make your own money, boo. Like, be that for yourself first before you can seek it anywhere else. I love you so much. If you have anything you want to share with me, I'm gonna put my Instagram right here. DM me. I'm ready. I'm willing to help. I know you're gonna be okay. Like I said, if I was okay, I think you'll be okay. Anyone who knows me from high school, I know they're just looking at me right now and they're like, oh, I get what she's saying. And yeah, I did it. So I think anyone else can. So I love you once again. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.